That do it? Are we in? Okay. I think we're good. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome once again to Sofa Justice Warriors Live. I'm Joe, and today we're going to be playing a classic. I don't have much to say. Same shit's going on in politics. Though a very prominent White House official was quoted as calling the president a fucking moron. I can't but help but smile as this machine designed to kill everybody eats itself. This machine, whose sole purpose is to make life worse for everybody but the very, very rich, has begun eating itself. So that's good news. Other than that, it's the same horrific shit show it's been for months now. I'm becoming numb to it, and that's terrifying. Alright. I am a traveler on a path that is not the path of least resistance. We are starting this game with the hardest level. Without the ability to freeze time to make it easy. I very nearly didn't stream today, because I was in the middle... I've mentioned on the show before that I have OCD. And one of the problems with OCD that you don't hear about on television is that oftentimes it will stop you from doing things entirely. It's not just that you have to do certain things, it's that if you start to, you can't stop. Thankfully, it hasn't been so bad lately. It comes and goes, depending on... It's a lot of factors. Stress, lack of sleep, how much control I feel like I have over my life. Oh yeah, look at that shit. I'll finish that sentence in a minute. Yeah, buddy! First try. First try. Ooh, yeah! Oh, this is where I'm gonna die. Oh well. That's too bad. Ishmael Wang says, "Woo, I love old Megaman games." Me too. Anyway, I was cleaning my house. I finally went out and I got some decent cleaning supplies, some empty spray bottles, and some vinegar and bleach. I got rid of my unsightly bathtub ring, which is really all I wanted to do today, and as the OCD kicked in, I kept going. Which happens. And so I'm a little bit late starting. Well, not really. I'm starting early because I'm only going, I'm starting at 3 today instead of 4. Please. Okay, go right. I think I got it. But I meant to start at 3, and I started a little late because I was mopping. Because that's just how OCD do. I meant to do one thing, and I wound up continuing on, and oh, well, now that this is clean, everything else looks dirtier by comparison, so we gotta clean everything around it. And then, oh, well, now the downstairs bathroom looks like shit compared to the upstairs bathroom. So I might as well do that. Alright, quick, man. Boom! And finally I found myself sweeping, mopping. I was about to vacuum. I looked at my well, not my Fitbit, which doesn't tell me time. But I looked at my phone. And sure enough, I was late. I meant to do one thing. But this is one of those things where everybody's like, is OCD a horrible... disability, or is it a superpower? And the answer to that question is yes. Whose weapon does he hurt the most? Airman, you use Woodman. Maybe it's Woodman. I think it's Crashman. It's one of these two. We're doing this. I don't remember, because I'm old. Oh, no. I definitely... This is not the order I wanted to do this in. I want to have the wood shield for this. Well, we'll see if I can get through it. I've picked a suboptimal path. I somehow managed a 3-day weekend. Probably because the place I work caters mostly to businesses, and not a lot of businesses were doing business on a holiday weekend. And there were no weddings. So I got 3 days off in a row, which is pretty great, because I think I'm about to go 2.5, 3 weeks without a single day off. But I'm rested up. I feel good. I haven't gotten a decent night's sleep in a long time, and I just had a couple in a row. Might explain why I suddenly have the energy to clean my whole house. Oh, I gotta get that. Great day in the morning. How many lives do I got? Yeah, we're back up to... Anyway, Ishmael, I also love old Mega Man games. Wish they still made them like this. And they did once with Mega Man 9, and it was amazing. And then Mega Man 10 was just not as good. Found Dr. Wily's Skull Castle impossible to beat in that one. Plus there was a sports-themed robot. I don't know why, I just hated. Okay, you can all be there because I can just go up. Ishmael says, I love these games so much. My friend and I back in middle school would get/make sprite sheets of all the sprites, had to do frame-by-frame screen grabs using an NES emulator, and we'd make our own animated GIFs of Mega Man. Crystal and I, both when we were kids, designed, you know, whole Mega Man games on graph paper. We didn't do this, together, mind you. We didn't become friends until high school. Which is why I'm like, why after Mario Maker did all of these companies not just go, oh, there's a license to print money. Let's let other people make their own Mega Man games. Or their own Zelda games, or their own Metroid games. Ishmael says, I won second place in an online animated GIF contest back in 1996. Won like $100 worth of graphics software. That's awesome. Yeah, you super want the leaf shield for this part, so that doesn't happen. Because there's just no way to avoid it. There's nothing you can do. You can shoot him. Oh, bugger. Fine. Oh, not another one, not another one! That's pretty kick-ass, I must say. Super want that, super can't have it. I don't have platform 1. I definitely did this in the wrong order. he's not weak to Quick Man's weapon, I might die a bunch and go fight a different boss. Yep. This is just no good. I never got, even when I was a kid, I never got good enough to beat all these guys with just the regular beam. Because I knew the weaknesses, so why would I do it a harder way? The idea of challenging myself didn't really occur to me. Cool. I didn't play that way. My idea was to outsmart the game. If there was a cheat for the game, I'd always use the cheat, because that was the easiest way of beating it. Croaker says howdy, and I say howdy right back. I know Metal Man you can totally beat by himself. Pretty sure Flash Man is weak to Crash Man's stuff. We're doing Metal Man. Here's all of what I know about Mega Man 2, Croaker says. Metal Blade OP. Yeah, Metal Blade's pretty badass. Gotta make up for lives somewhere, or just not die. I'm not doing a no-death run, or no continue run, or anything like that. I just want to beat the game in 3 hours. See if I can do it. Or less. I think if I hang out here long enough, this is another great place to have the wood shield, the leaf shield. Because you can just set it around and these things die against you. If I can get one of these to drop an extra guy, I'll feel a lot better about my chances. Now that just didn't make my life easier at all. I'm not gonna do this terribly long. I realize there are people kind of watching, sort of, off in the background. But I imagine the sound is quite irritating. Alright, I give in. I'm not getting an extra guy there. Ishmael says, I'm watching. Well, good. Just gotta refill my life now. There we go. Cool. And Ishmael says, and the sound doesn't bother me too much. You have it mixed well. I can hear you and the NES sounds are audible but quiet. That's good. That's good. That's what I want. And I have no way of testing that, so it's good to confirm. This is one of the easier Mega Man games. Probably in response to the fact that, well, nobody could beat the first one. Very few, anyway. It was just crazy hard. So they put in a normal and difficult modes for this. Make it more approachable. And I think what they discovered is that kids like us, I can't speak for all of you, I don't have any of the items that'll let me get that and not die, so can't get it. If a game was easy enough, we'd just beat it every day. It didn't mean we'd go, well, I beat it, I'm done. I'd start to challenge myself with how quickly I could beat it. And that's actually, you see now why I start with Quickman, is because I wondered one day if I could. Ishmael says, I vaguely remember either 4 or 5 being my personal favorite. I think this is my personal favorite, but it's close. Because 3 is super good. And 9 was just a glorious return to form. But I don't know how much of 9 was just nostalgia talking. I know that sounds backwards because it's newer than the rest of them, but it just hit me right in something I hadn't felt in forever. And that endeared it to me greatly. Some of these wily areas are pretty hard. I'm breezing through the levels. But I imagine I'll be dying a lot more once we get to the boss area. It always bothered me that that thing just shot an upside-down angled carrot. It wasn't like spinning, it didn't have animation. It was just floating. Ishmael says, but there was a sweet... Oh god, I gotta actually watch the game when I do this. There was a sweet Japan-only arcade game that was all boss rushes that you could 2-player co-op. That sounds amazing. Ugh. Just give me weapon fuel I don't need. This one I can't remember. Yep. More weapon fuel I don't need. Give me life. Ishmael says, I'll ask the friend I played it with back then if he remembers the name. I'd like to look that up. I wonder if he is. I wonder if it was one of those kind of arcade cabinets that used the NES architecture like the Play Choice 10. And we were just playing a Nintendo with a time limit on it. Okay, this is a good place to refuel. There we go. Apparently it was Neo Geo, not NES. We would have played it on MAME. I keep forgetting that you're younger than me. Because as we've gotten older, we've become the same age, basically, is how that works. But you're younger enough than me that you would have a completely different experience with when these things came out. A lot of the breakthroughs in emulation happened after I was out of high school. You know, you could do an NES. An SNES, kinda, but not really. I remember Bleen came out when I was still in high school, and it was a commercial product, and that blew me away. You could buy it at the Fred Meyer, and then play your pirated PlayStation games. It had just a stupid name. Bleem. It was very web company. Alright, here we go. You were there very much for the kinda, but not really, emulation stage for the SNES. You were, but you were a little younger than me. I guess kind of my point is, you would have been there for all the same things I was there for, just at a younger age, and then by the time, you know, I was off all that, because now I was old enough to have to buy all my own computer and shit, I kind of got off that escalator of being able to do those things. Z-SNES was the best, even if SNES 9X came a bit earlier. Z-SNES forever. I think I still use Z-SNES, I'm pretty sure. The weird syntax in older Japanese games led to so many arguments, because even as a young man, I was a pedant. And we just took it at face value that anything we saw would have been correct. So we tried to reconcile all of these things with... Anyway. Okay, who did I just beat? Leaf Shield works on Airman. Well, I'm kind of cruising through this. Yeah. Ishmael says, Han, you know that was all because of the font sizes and data allotments for text. Yeah, I mean, because it was easier to say something in kanji than it was in either Romanized Japanese or English. It's always disappointing to me in levels like this is you gotta kill a lot of enemies over a pit, and whenever I see an extra guy just boo, fall off the screen, that just breaks my heart a little. Because I know they don't spawn near each other. There's some kind of memory counter that there's a lot of ifs and thens and checksums and whatever that have to go off in a certain order before you'll get another extra guy. Turns out that's actually what that 12th enemy has the bomb thing was about in Zelda, was somebody finally figured out what that meant, and that's that if you threw a quirk of how the memory worked, if you kill 12 if you kill 12 enemies in a row without getting hit, and you kill the 12th with a bomb, you get more bombs. But you have to not get hit and all these things. I don't think anybody designed it to do that. It was just an exploit they found while they were testing the game, and then said, sure, let's go with that. And somebody put in a clue about it. And it wasn't for, like, years and years until anybody figured out what it meant. And these are just... Oh! I want that! These are just not syncing up. Thank God. That was close. First time I saw that enemy when I was a kid, I was like, was that it? Did I just beat Airman? Didn't really understand how things worked. It's pretty new to video games when I first played this. Oh, I just glitched him out of the game. to be so much better at this. Cool. Kroger says, you were pretty new to video games as a child. That doesn't seem realistic. Yeah, okay, fine. As a fellow pedant, I salute your pedantry. Item 2, descriptive. Hey, Casper's here. Hello. I am just plowing through Megaman right now. This one I know I can do. Casper says, always appreciate a good plowing. Oh, you. You know, on TV, they always portray it as, like, guys making dumb sex jokes and all the women rolling their eyes and groaning and going, aren't you all, you know, ever gonna stop being 12 years old? And in my experience, meh, pretty much everybody loves a good, stupid, you know, sex joke. Or a poop joke or whatever. I'm not so much with the scatological humor, that's not my bag. But I find that every portrayal in media of that being, men are dumb and think dumb things are funny and women are more sophisticated, like, not at all. You don't have to be smart, like Louis C.K. said, you don't have to be smart to laugh at a fart joke, but you have to be stupid not to. One of them deep-sea fangly fishes. Casper says, listen! Twitch made me click a button that assured me that this channel was mature in nature. It is not mature by any stretch of the imagination, but I've ranted about that distinction several times on this program. For mature audiences, no. For people over a certain age. Because if we say the swears around a child, their heads explode. Little known fact. I swore like a fishwife when I was a kid. I swear less now than I did as when I was a child. Ah, dip. It's one of the things I loved about Stranger Things. Ishmael says, Metroids! Yeah, I've always made that connection, too. I forgot what I was saying. Something about swearing as a kid. Oh, one of the things I liked about Stranger Things is that those kids talked like real kids talk. And the same with Goonies. You got little kids saying shit. Because they do! Casperin says, I didn't swear until senior year of high school. That have anything to do with your mom? Or your parents? I will say it is largely my father's doing, because he thought it was just the funniest thing in the world hearing a 9-year-old swear a bunch. Casperin says, I can't remember, I think I just got tired of trying not to. I've never lived in a world where people didn't. You know, it was really rare to go to somebody's house where it wasn't okay, you know, where people didn't see stuff on TV and go, look at this shit. You know, it was just casual. It wasn't like taboo, which is weird because I was raised Catholic. But they were like, no, that's not a sin. That's just, you're not allowed to take the Lord's name in vain, but nowhere in the Bible does it say you can't say fuck. I don't want to do Heat Man till last. Ishmael says, lol, pastor's kid. Because, as he said earlier, I didn't swear until I was away from home at college. Yeah, pastor's kid will do that. We're both raised in religious households, but I think you had it worse off than I did, because not only, A, did, you know, were you the pastor's kid, but Catholicism is a lot more forgiving than evangelical sects. Well, everything's just coming up Joe so far in this playthrough. Does item 2 get me up there? I think item 2 was... No. I want item 1 or item 3. Nah, I'm not gonna make it. That is okay. Casperin says, joke here with sects and sex sounding the same. Yes. Peace out. I don't have to kill you, I'm just super not gonna. Oh, that was disappointing. That was also super disappointing. I can't... Okay. I said the words, everything's coming up Joe, and it made everything bad. Oh, I wanted to get up there too. Oh, I need that. Darn it. Let's see if I've still got it. On slick, icy surfaces, no less. Boom! Awesome. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. Oh yeah, that is how I beat him. Oh, crap. I might have to move on to a different game. This is pretty surprising. I thought it would definitely take me a long time to beat Mega Man 2. Because I remember before I had my Tuesday show when I was doing karaoke, every Tuesday for a little while, Ryan, who was on the show a couple weeks back, would come over, we'd crack open, we'd have dinner, I'd make something, we'd order something, we'd get pizza, whatever, crack open a bottle of bourbon, and try to beat an old video game. And I gotta say, getting about 3-4 drinks in, you pretty well simulate having the lack of coordination of a 7-year-old. So maybe that's why it took us so long to beat these games when we did that. Alright. I am ready. If I do beat this, I guess we just move on to Mega Man 3. Oh, that was bogus. I hate these things. Always have. They always hit me. Never got good enough to have them not. Aw, I made the jump. Kroger says, enemies that don't die when you shoot them are the worst. I agree. And there's not even, like, a weapon I can... Maybe there is. I don't know that I've tried all of them. But there's not even... I don't think there's a weapon I can equip that'll just take them out. I hate this. This is where... I thought I could diagonal that. There we go. Ah. This one's tougher. Super not doing that. Peace out! Oh, I didn't get the second one. That's okay, I don't need it. I have not used a single continue. I imagine I will once we get to Wily, especially when we get to the boss rush. I have beaten every level in just shy of half an hour. Wow. Get equipped with atomic fire! You know, the other air shooter, bubble lead, or lead, I don't know what that's supposed to be. Then atomic fire! Get equipped with nuclear hellfire! Why are you saying that? No, I'm not reading that. Best music of the franchise, right here. This gets me so pumped! I should have made a tape of this when I was working out. Made a tape of this. Ooh, showing your age, Joe. Okay, there it is. That's what I wanted. Give me life. There it is. That's the one. If you get stuck, but like if you die too many times, you get stuck behind one of those with no fuel for items 1 or 3. You're just fucked. You're stuck. There it is. No! That is less than I wanted. Got the sweet spot here. This is basically a speed run. I'm not up there with like the world champs or anything, but I think I could be ranked. So far, anyway. And then things like that happen. Where if you're actually speedrunning, you just can't do that. Got it! Where shit gets really fuzzy is this dragon boss up here. I am just not good at that. That's our first potential point of failure on this run. Ishmael Wang says, "You're doing pretty good." Yeah, thanks. This is where it all falls apart. Oh, I gotta use quick, man. It starts when it switches to forced scrolling right here. Yeah, that little transition. It's kind of where it all falls apart for me. Because I have to wait. Oh, that... I had full life! What the fuck happened? I had completely full life! I guess that thing is a one-hit kill! Alright, I've had enough of you. Where did your sprite go? You went totally invisible. Yeah, that happens. Couldn't even see where you were when you died. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Steady. Oh, that is hard. I'm gonna get all the way on the edge there. Tell you what I'm gonna do. You know, that works better when they're above you. That's not working either. Nope. There's no circumstances under which that will work for me. Darn. I can't farm these in any really meaningful way to get back all my juice. Alright. First, the horrible jumping. Right now, I'm in control of the scrolling. If I stop, it stops. And in a second, yeah, there it is. Now, if I stop, it keeps going. I don't get to advance it. I just can't even. I could see me that time, even if you guys couldn't. I think it's just too much stuff happening. There's a "you can't see me" joke in here that I didn't want to make, but I just felt compelled to. No matter how many lives I have, I'm gonna run out of energy for item 1 here. Wang says the flicker from the NES that's already there is probably having issues with the video compression. Yeah, I'd imagine it's a sync thing. Like if your shutter speed is such, and you're in a room with a strobe light, you can either, and they're timed the same, it'll either just look normal to the camera, or completely black. Did you know that John Cena and Kamali Nanjiani are doing a buddy cop movie together? I did not! But John Cena is made for a buddy cop movie. In fact, if it was John Cena and The Rock, I wouldn't complain. See if I can survive this. This is where my speed run is just the speed run I wasn't intentionally doing. Woo! Did it! Ruben Fleischer is directing it. I have no idea who that is. Apologize for this. There we go. Casperin says, "Oh man, good job!" Ishmael says, "Yay! Yeah, man, I did it!" Still with the kick-ass music. I'm gonna guess that I need item 1 somewhere. Of course, I've got infinitely respawning enemies. But they can't be killed in one hit with that, so that doesn't help me. There's a place I need to jump up here, if I recall. Yep, that's the one. Oh, I picked the bad one. Darn. He directed Zombieland. I love Zombieland too. Everybody's proclaiming their love for Zombieland. I'm amazed they got Bill Murray for that. He doesn't do shit. His agent is an answering machine. Look at all the goodies I missed out on. That is just not the best. But oh, look at that. Kroger says, I enjoyed Zombieland the first time I watched it. I've never felt like watching it again. You know, that's kind of where I landed on it, too. It was great, but that was it. It was done. Not really a repeat viewing kind of movie. Oops. Aw! Wow, no. There we go. I feel like the boss rush is at the end of this one. So it behooves me to refill everybody. Oh, no, 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 it's the big block monster. How come I didn't get that life? That was horseshit. Come on. There. Okay. You never knew the rules with these for every new game. And a lot of these, like, you'd come down and the base would hurt you, but the chain wouldn't, so you could jump over them once they came down. Not this game. This is... Why is that there? Whatever. Don't need that. Okay, I'm in the jar. Ow. 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 Damn it! Stand here where there isn't one. Nope. Oh! God! That is a super huge dragon. Really? Let me through. No extra guys in here either. Problem with this next boss is that there's no weapon that makes it easier, because it's already pretty easy. As far as, like, damage is concerned, it's just more not being in a position where you're gonna get hit. Because it takes a ton of damage. Ugh. That was close. And this one comes from the sides. Alright. I think I got this in the bag. Ow! Sweet. Man, I'm hungry. Oh god! None of you needed to know that, but I announced it anyway. That didn't... Ah! Super huge drag. So go over there and get the one for 3. Jump back here. Some for 1. Spikes will not deter me. Full speed. Oh, this is a real bastard of a jump. And then it dips. Back and forth. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Awesome. Ow. Sweet. Ow. Oh, rock monster. I don't know what weapon to use. Ah. Quick man again? Oh! Bummer! And yes, quick man, but... Oh, I just used up my energy tank. I super didn't need to. Oh. That's gonna cost me. That's gonna cost me later. That was tragic. One of the problems with these Can Joe Beat It in under 3 hours is the video length. You know, because if I beat this in 2 hours, I kind of want to just walk away and call it a stream, you know? But then you look at the title, and you go to YouTube, Can He Beat It in 3 hours? You click on the thing, video length, 1 hour, 59 minutes. Well then. No drama. I can't remember if there's a reason to go up that middle one. There is not. Except for that. I hate false bottoms. Casperin says, splicing porn, like that copy of Twilight we got to play a drinking game to. I want to point out that the we in that sentence did not include me. Okay, so there. Oh! There we go. YouTube has some very specific policy positions on porn. And I, for my part, don't know where the false bottom is there, so I'm just not going to chance it. I'll get an energy tank back, but I really wish I had more than that. I could have had 3! So I got 3 lives. I'm still on my original set of lives. I don't need to do that yet. I can just jump down. Oh, just timed it wrong. I think it starts me, yep, starts me pretty close. Croker says, rest assured, and this is a while ago now, rest assured I would never accuse you of watching Twilight, even drunk. Caspern says, you can only endure it wasted and only just, so if your goal is to get wasted, all you gotta do, every time something stupid happens, take a drink and you're set. Croker says, if my goal is to get wasted, I could also just drink a lot. Which is an excellent point. Caspern says, well, what's better than drinking alone, drinking and laughing with friends while watching terrible bullshit? Sure, but that's not like a fun, terrible movie for me. That's not a This Island Earth or a Plan 9. Right! I forgot that that happens! Can't change weapons on a ladder without dying. Or dropping down, anyway. But can't change weapons on a ladder there without dropping down and then dying. Going through all my lives here. I was doing so well. Equip that now. Kroger says, so about that initial stack of lives. Yeah, I opened my mouth. Never open your mouth. Oh, I'm gonna die now. Or not. It's okay, Casper, and you can come to our schlock night. Well, that was nice. Oh, God. Ah, stupid fucking fuck! Next time I'm using item 2. Oh, that was such a drag, and I'm gonna have to replay the beginning of this fucking level, and I'm gonna lose my 2 energy tanks. This is just sad. Getting to the later stage of the game, you know, how likely is it that you're going to sit down and play video games for 3, you know, or however many hours it takes to beat Megaman when you're a kid? So by the time I get to these parts, instead of, you know, the parts that I've played hundreds of times, this is parts that I've played tens of times. Oh, look at that! Extra guy just out of reach. Not fair. That was horseshit. There we go. And we're done with the bullshit. Of course, now I'm going to get to the boss with no lives. No, I'm not going to need that for a boss. Hate these things. Oh, you're just gonna respawn? Fuck off. No, I'm doing it. We're doing this. This is happening. I need life. If I could get some lives, that'd be good too, but I need life. Yahtzee. Okay. What's my boss? Oh, it's this shit. There's a really easy way to fuck this up because there are fewer crash bombs in your arsenal. And that's the only way not to get hit, by the way, is to pause and blink out of existence. But there are fewer crash bombs in your arsenal than are required to take out all these things and blow up all of those. So you gotta make judicious use of what you got. Oh, just timed it wrong. Damn it. Come on, stop. Oh, I just made it. I just made it. Whew. Who nests H3s and H4s? Who does that? I don't know. I don't know what those are. I'm not a coder. Ishmael Wang says, gotta run. Almost done with the workday, but someone's just had a laptop failure, so I need to take over what they were doing. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Kick-ass and Megaman 2, I will sure try. It's been a pleasure having you along for the ride. Hardware failures suck. That could have gone better. Ow. Ow. Not good. Okay, doing a little better here. Can't remember what I use on him. Let's try Metal Man. Life. I don't remember. Oh yeah, that was Super It. What's H? Heat Man? I'm gonna make it through Boss Rush. Use Metal Blade. Too late! Shit. Wait, who am I fighting? Flashman. What's good on him? Nah, not that. Airman. Nope, not that. Just metal on everybody. Fuck it. Good job on the boss rush. Thank you. Holy crap. That just dealt all kinds of damage. This is perfect time for using one of these. Super secret boss land. Thank you, DK Live 98, who said good job on the boss rush. Okay, so I can't shoot these to, like, refill my stuffs. I'm just stuck with what I got. Fine. Oh, yeah, that was wonderful. I took a lot of damage off. How many lives do I have? None. Well, I don't get to keep my energy tank. So I might as well use it. If I recall correctly. You thought you were finished, but no, there was more. I knew there was more. Okay, I don't use bubbles for this. I use that for the next one. That was no good. That did nothing. That did nothing. Nope. So all I got is normal, and I'm about to die. I did not make it through Mega Man 2 without continuing. It's a shame. But I made it to the very end boss of Mega Man 2 without continuing. The lack of music here creeps me out, which is by design, I'm sure. It's rockin' music all through the entire rest of the Mega Man series. This always felt a little Castlevania 2 to me. I learned the hard way to take these things seriously. Oh my god, he's really an alien now. Okay, that does nothing, so I guess it has to be something else. Yep. Alright. I was right about the bubbles, I was wrong about when. I have no energy tanks. How do I avoid that? Like, what even can I do? Okay, I definitely have enough bubble fuel to get through another boss fight. Ow. Okay, I see the pattern. Wow, how did I not see that sooner? Woo! Did it on one continue in less than an hour and a half. I like in God, I think it's Mega Man 9. One of the later Mega Men, when you beat it, it goes through showing you all of the endings for every Mega Man game up to that point. I mean, it skips X because that takes place in the future as far as this is concerned. But you're always the right color for what the final boss form is weakest as when they did that. Which I thought was a nice touch. They could have just had you be blue every time, but no, they make you the proper color for the weapon that you would have been using on that boss. So we did it! Huzzah! No idea what to do next. I'll find another NES game to play and we'll just kill time. And have some fun doing that. I mean, this is killing time, honestly. I always found this ominous... Takes his helmet off. What does it mean? Art. I like that it's one programmer per level. That's neat. Get to really refine your one level. Not have to worry about the rest of everything. And Casper, and I can't hear the words good job without hearing it in the I like what you got! Good job! From Rick and Morty, whose fan base is terrible. Terrible. It's an awesome show with a terrible fan base. Trying to do the Bill Murray dance from Life Aquatic. I'm a terrible dancer unless you give me choreography. You give me, you know, throw me in a chorus line and choreograph me, I can dance. I can dance my ass off. But if I'm just improvising, oh, I'm terrible. How high can I get? Oh, that's how high. That's... I can kind of interact with the Mega Man 2 box art until here. My hand disappears. Alright, that was fun. I'm gonna take a break. Go wet my whistle. Casperin says, okay, my workday is over, so I will see y'all later. Sweet! I'm going on break. we're back! The box art is all wrong. But I can't change it when I'm behind the scenes. OBS really needs to get on that. I need to be able to put up one screen for you guys and prepare another one off to the side. So I'm going to go fix this, and we're going to play some pinball! Alright. And we're back. For real this time. I never had this as a kid. I don't know what the control... Okay, that's weird. The bumpers are the left button. Not the left and right button. The left button. And the A button. Sure. I suck at pinball in real life. An NES Remix, I think, is my only real exposure to this. I might have rented it once. Oh, there's... Neat. There's a whole other screen. That's why I don't like pinball. How was I supposed to prevent that? Croker says that's creative button mapping. Yeah, I don't get it. There's just so much in pinball you're not in charge of, and yet there are people who are good at it. So it's not random. It's just that I was never able to figure out. Because sometimes you throw the thing down, you know, you hit the plunger, you let it go, and it just goes whoop right down the middle. There's nothing you could have done. There's that spot right down the middle of the thing where you can hit both flappers. You're not going to hit that ball. So what do? And how do these people prevent that? That one was on me, obviously. Holy crap! Alright. Whatever that was. I feel like the answer is tilt. Yeah! Yeah, maybe. Well, what could I have done there? That's why a lot of, like... You know, tilting is cheating, and if you do it blatantly enough, the machine just says tilt and kicks you out. But a lot of, like, arcade, you know, the Windows... Yeah, game over, I suck. What's game B? This is different. How? What am I missing? See, I didn't have any control over anything there. I'm not going to do this for very long, by the way. I've decided that I to not care that the video is shorter than 3 hours, and if people just want to be spoiled by looking at the time, it's just gonna happen. But I have a date tonight. I want to get my house cleaned up. That's disappointing. But anyway, like the Windows pinball game that came with like Windows XP or one of them had a tilt function, so I guess it is part of the game, even if you're not supposed to do it. Okay. Could have handled that better. 3D Space Pinball was my jam. Yeah. I don't see how game A and B are different at all. That and Chip's Challenge. I live down the street from a guy named Grant. I don't remember his last name, but he wrote the help file for Chip's Challenge. Lived down the street from him when I was a kid. Didn't write the game. He made the, like, weird pre-hypertext, but still totally hypertext help files for Windows 3.1. Now, once I get down into the bottom one, that's it for me. I'm fucked. There's just no... There's no recourse I have. I can kind of see the appeal of this, like... And I get that early Nintendo games were just arcade games, basically. Not meant to be, you know, Clue Land and the like. Not meant to be enjoyed for more than a quarter's worth of entertainment. And that they figured it out as they went on. But going back to this stuff, even within the NES generation, after I'm like, there's Goonies 2, there's Metroid, there's Zelda 2, Zelda 1, there's all these great games that are just big, sprawling adventures, and now I'm playing pinball. I mean, this is, in a way, it's funny that gaming evolved that way, because this is way more of a game than most games. And yet, if you play them, everybody's like, filthy casual. And it's like, I really think we ought to have two different names for those kinds of things. Like Dark Souls and, you know, whatever bubble-popping candy machine game you're playing, your grandma plays. Croker says, I think you could have just left it at not meant to be enjoyed. Yeah, a lot of them. Including this. I'm not really having a lot of fun. I just thought I'd throw it in and see what happened. Am I going to Mario World again? Nope. Why did that happen the one time and not any other time I've gone down that hole? Or is it this hole? It must be this hole. No idea what I'm trying to do with these chickens. Okay, I got rid of all of them, and that gave me nothing. Oh, I see. When I get all three of them, I get a plunger on the side that saves me from when the game just decides I need to lose. Which is, again, the most irritating part of pinball to me, is that side part where you just... You have no chance of saving your ball. Except for that. Right down the middle! No recourse! That felt good. That was what I was trying to do, and it happened. That happens so rarely with me with pinball. Real or virtual. Alright. That time it at least felt like I fucked up. So those things just bounce it right back down. It's impossible to get out of that. One more game. One more game, and then I'm going to call it quits. I think. I'm okay with a 2-hour stream. Since I beat the game I was playing. Nerds. My favorite non-virtual pinball machine is the Guns N' Roses pinball. For this reason. If you walk up to the machine, don't put a quarter in it, and hit start, Axel or Slash, I'm not sure which, says audibly, "Aw, dude." My dad and I would crack up at that. This is the closest I've come to doing anything interesting on this screen so far. Spin it up! Spin it upward! Come on! Ooh. I'm close to a... Oh! Oh, I lose all my progress? That blows. That was a slap and a tickle. Ugh. Okay, now I go to Mario Land. And we're suddenly playing the world's shittiest Arkanoid clone. Okay, the seals are doing stuff, but I don't know what that means. Oh! Game over. Alright, I'm done. It's been a fun ride. Almost had the royal flush. Yes! Almost did. Well, hats and cats, we didn't talk a lot of politics, but I did beat Megaman 2 in like an hour and a half. That was pretty sweet. I was not expecting that. Thank you all for coming out. It's been an honor and a privilege. Thank you, everybody. Good night.